In this video, we're going to be going over section 11.6, and the main topic in this one, we're talking about conditional probability. With conditional probability, we're going to have two events, event number 2 and event number 1. And the key word that you want to look for in these particular problems is the word given. And this given here means this little divide bar as far as what our fraction look like. So we're going to, if you locate the word given within the problem, this kind of makes it easy or a little bit more less confusion. So on the top for the numerator, whatever comes before the word given is what we put on top in the numerator, and it must consist of both of them together or identified for the first one. So both together. What we put into the denominator is going to be what is going to be considered to be identified second in the problem. So let's look at an example. And we're talking about the total of it. A single card is selected from a deck of cards. Determine the probability that it's a club given that it is black. So here's the word given. So this is where we write our bar. This one came first as far as the club. So with this one here, remember, we're talking about both club and black. So you have to identify the two things we're talking about. Make sure that it both goes together for the numerator. So for club, how many blacks are there? Well, there are actually going to be 13 black clubs. So if you think about our suits again, there are 13 in every suit, and for clubs there are 13. The part on the bottom, the second part of the problem is the total of blacks. Remember, there are two suits that are black in a deck of cards, the club and the spades. There are 13 spades and 13 clubs. If we add them both together, that's why we get a total of 26. So 13 over 36 reduces down to 1 over 2. Let's look at another example. So here, if one person from 250 patients surveyed, so here's my total, determine the probability that a person was satisfied with the results of surgery. So notice in this problem here, the word given was not provided or in the direction, so we just strictly do probability. So for here, how many are satisfied? If you look here in the satisfied column, the total number is 210. And the total amount is going to be 250. So 210 over 250. So we reduce to get 21 over 25. Again, we didn't see the word given. We just asked for the probability of satisfies with this surgery. Same problem here, but now look at the word here. We see the word given. So remember, in the numerator, we have to find out the ones that are satisfied and had knee surgery. So if you look here, what are satisfied and also together has knee surgery. So satisfied knee. So 75 is the number that goes on top. Where did the 95 come from? It comes from the back part of the given. So let's look at just the back part of this given, and it says knee surgery. So how many people had knee surgery? I don't keep in total. It'll be 95. So knee gives us 95. So together, and then the one that comes second after the given. So for here, here's the given. So we need to find out together the dissatisfied and hip surgery. Dissatisfied and hip goes together and it goes on top. So here's dissatisfied and we need to go down to hip. So hip and dissatisfied, there's 15 that goes on top. The second part is how many, as far as people had hip surgery. So we look into hip surgery, the total number had hip surgery is 105. So it should be 15 over 105. So last one here, here's the given one again. So we need to figure out the hips, the heart surgery, and the ones that's dissatisfied. So heart surgery and the one that's dissatisfied. So there should be 5 that goes on top. The second part of the given was dissatisfied. So let's look at the total that's dissatisfied. So we have here the total will be 40 as far as in the dissatisfied column. So that's we have 5 over 40. So let's now discuss a few problems from MathLabs Plus. Jot this down because we don't need this right now. Okay, so here, determine the probability selecting a red number given that the circle is green. So remember, here's my given. All right, it's a little better. All right, so here's my given. So I need to figure out the ones that are red and the circle is green. So 1, 2, 3. This one has the circle is green and the number is red. So both of them together consist of just 3 of them. The given part, which is just the back part, is just I want to know the circles that are green. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would be my answer for this particular problem. So here, given, here's the given. So we need to figure out, determine the probability of individual selected is a man. So that's the first part. And they must prefer brand A. So on top needs to be a man and brand A. So we look at the men, brand A, looks like it needs to be 60. Now we look at the given and just the back part of it. But they just need to know the total of brand A's. So we go down to brand A, the total is 103. And you just put this in your calculator and reduce it. And if it can't be reduced, then this would be my answer. Last one. I'm looking for the probability that it lands on a gold, given that the number is even. So I need both. It needs to be gold and it needs to be even. So here, how many gold do we see? We see 1 gold here and 1 gold here, but the only one that's an even number is this one. So the top one should just be 1. Now for the back part, oops. Now for the back part, we just need to figure out the even numbers. And that goes on the bottom. So where are the even ones? 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to be my answer for this one because it's already reduced. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions with section 11.6.